That's why we don't have women on board. You think I don't?
He really said that?
You think I don't know how to do my job? I don't think we talked about it. What do you think it's my major?
Mathematical? Chemistry?
No,
Physics?
no.
No, nothing. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Aubrey, and today I'm so glad that I invited Caroline to my channel and share her experience as an executive coach. I met Caroline during our one-on-one session, and she gave me so many suggestions. I really appreciate about it, and I apply that to my work and my life. I feel it's very helpful to me. So I would like to invite her to share more about herself and approach she used during her coaching. Caroline, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. Hi, everyone. Audrey, thank you for the invitation. That's such a pleasure to be here talking to you today in such a beautiful place. Look at that, guys. And so, as she said, I'm an executive coach, and I help people to figure out their true passion, their purpose, and align that with positive impact and profit. Because yes, it's possible to align purpose, profit, and positive impact, and that's what we need the most right now to bring fulfillment and positive impact and legacy to what we do for work.
Yeah, great. So Caroline, I think being a leader or entrepreneur itself is very hard, but not mention being a coach for that. Because you are telling people, okay, I can lead you to some people really smart, brilliant. So how did you figure out this career? Like, what leads you to believe in yourself that you are capable to let people know what they are lacking of and how they can grow?
So first of all, what is coaching? I think it's good to understand the difference between coaching, consultancy, and mentorship, because consultancy is when you go to a doctor, for example. You go and the doctor prescribes you. You give the symptoms, and the doctor prescribes you should do this, and there is no discussion. You should do that for your health because the doctor is the expert. Coaching is the art of asking powerful questions to lead you to the best path, lead you to clarity. So a coach can operate in any field. And that's what I love about coaching, because I can help people to leverage their own potential to the maximum by asking powerful questions and helping them to bring them to clarity. I've encountered an executive, an employee, a person wants to do so much more in life, but they can't see. Their vision is blurred by so many limiting beliefs or whatever society tells them that it is the definition of success, it is the definition of happiness. But what is that happiness and success for them? And then I help them to strategize, to build a roadmap, to build their own unique career and life path to align happiness with success.
From what I hear, is the difference between a coach and a doctor is you not telling people what to do, what is the instructions. Instead, you are guiding people to find what's their potential and also ask themselves what I can leverage from myself to make myself succeed. And also, there's different definition about the success, right? So some people think making money, some people maybe think about getting impact to others. When you discover what is important to you and how to make this work, and the coach is leading you to find the answers. So being a coach is not very common for the friends around me, the career they are looking for. But how you decide to become a coach?
Well, it's a long story of how I end up becoming a professional coach. But I truly believe that since I was a kid, I was always a coach, even though I didn't even know that was a career. When I was a kid, I dreamed to be in the military. I wanted to be in the military, and I studied hard to become an officer. I don't think we talked about it. What do you think it's my major?
Your major in college?
Yeah.
Let me guess.
That's usually a funny question because usually people don't guess, even though I tell them that I was in the military.
Okay. Since you wanted to be in military, I would guess, is that related to engineering?
Related, but not.
Related, but
Okay.
not. Okay.
Yeah.
What about the mathematical? Chemistry?
No,
Physics?
no.
No, nothing.
So I have a bachelor in nautical science. So I became a ship's pilot
Wow.
for the merchant marine.
So what did you learn from college?
So to be a pilot in the for ships.
Just learn how to drive the ship.
Yes, and all the equipments. If you go to a bridge, that's where you that's the name of the place where the pilots are, the deck officers, the captain, the chief mate.
Oh, you are the one manage everyone. I guess. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's so cool.
We were responsible for navigation, but we were also responsible for safety, security, and piracy. So we had to be aware of our surroundings. We were responsible for the crew safety. I loved everything, the adrenaline and the complexity of the job, how risky that was.
How risky?
Yes, like my first ship, it was like the oldest ship of the fleet.
Okay.
So every month or every week we had the fire on board. So like dealing with these risky situations, I love that because I was like, no, I can do it. You know, I trust in my knowledge. I trust that I'm able to do that. Even though I was new, I was an intern, you know.
Is there any girl in your major, or you are the only one?
So in my classroom, there were 240 people, and 40 of them were women.
Oh, that's very small portion.
Yes. Yeah. Even on board, I was the only woman on board.
Okay.
So, and that was experience to understand how to be a woman and how to be a female leader in a male dominant environment. And for me, all that was so natural. And I didn't know that was like a huge challenge. And then when I started talking to other female friends that were also on board in other ships, they were telling me their challenges. And I was like, whoa, I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know that was a thing because everything came to me so naturally. I was always the only woman in my like the only woman playing soccer, the only woman playing basketball with all the guys. Yeah. You know, so for me, it came naturally because of that. But at the same time, as I told you, I was always aware for what was going on. So I was able to take the lessons. And from those lessons, I'm able to now teach and identify the aspects that are missing when some conflict emerge.
Got you. So before coming back to the coaching stuff, so I want to ask more about like when you said like for other females they might find it difficulties to get used to male dominated world, and but it's not a problem for you. Is that because you never limited yourself? You believe this is work like. I don't think there's difficulty as long I work hard enough, I can conquer it. Is that mindset in your view?
I approach this situation from the mindset that feminism is the radical idea that we try to convince everyone that women are human beings too. And the first person that we have to convince that are human beings is ourselves. So when I approach situations in the military or on board, I approach from that mindset that I am a human being. From the life on board taught me skills to be able to approach situations that, oh, are they treating me differently because I'm a woman, or am I treating me differently because I'm a woman? So like in the military, as I said, the classroom, we had like 240 people and I was number 6 in the rank of 200 out of 240
Wow.
people. So I was the chief of the sixth class. So we had a classroom, and among other responsibilities, I was also responsible for giving presence and absency for the people in the classroom. As in any classroom, people like to skip classes. So but in the military, if you skip class, you'll be penalized for that. You go to prison. You'll not be able to, like, it's a boarding school. So you stay there from Monday to Friday, and you can go home or leave on Saturdays and Sunday and then come back. But if you are caught somewhere else other than the classroom, you will not have your weekend. So I don't want to be responsible to put someone in jail because they're not here in the classroom. But at the same time, every day the professor had to sign the list of presency and absency, and I didn't want to be the person that the classroom is clearly empty, and I don't want to give presency for everyone. If they're clearly not there, then I am to blame. So it was a lose-lose situation for both of us. And then one day I was like, hey, the guy was leaving. I was like, hey, can I talk to you really quickly? Did you know that I am the first person that the lieutenant tells that they are going to give an inspection in the dorms, and if you're caught, you go to jail. So I'm the only person who can help you to do not be caught. And then he was like, oh, so let's do this. Talk to your friends. Oh, man. Talk to your friends and let them know that I'm the only person who can help you. And I don't know which arrangements you're going to do, but alternate whoever's going to skip class, because I want this classroom full. So then I can give presency for everyone. And if you're out, you're probably in the restroom, or you're going to come back soon. So I don't mind about that. But let everyone know that I need the classroom full to give presence, and it's a win-win. And I can let you know when the lieutenant is going to do a round or something like that. And then he was like, oh my God, Caroline, I'm so sorry. I didn't know you were like that. I thought, look what he said. I thought you were like the other girls.
The other girls. Interesting.
I thought you were like the other girls' chief that would give absency for everyone. They assumed that women were harsh, that the women would penalize them for them to not be there.
Oh.
So to the contrary, they didn't trust me. That's why we're not communicating. But then first, I empathized. I didn't say, I empathized with their feelings and with their motivations of doing that thing, because to create a bridge. Because most of the time we assume that someone is doing something completely wrong and bad, and we can't, if we just say that they are bad people, we're just pushing them away. But if we acknowledge their motives, it's like, yeah, I agree with you. This classroom is really, this professor is really bad. I wish I had the courage that you have to skip this class. Like, if you empathize with the feeling, I'm not saying that what they're doing is right. I'm not saying that I'm going to do, but I'm empathize with the motive. Yeah. So if we acknowledge the motive, we can build that empathy and that bridge to build the communication. And second is developing together a win-win solution. And that's what we did there. And then from that day on, the classroom was full, and I gained the best friends of my life. They're still like my best friends, and they complement my leadership until today.
So first of all, you don't assume any limitation because of the gender. And then when you're trying to solve a problem, instead of being judgmental and you trying to be part of this group and thinking for them and gain the alignment with them first, and then telling them what you expected. And then they can just follow your guide and then do the thing maybe you want them to follow.
So building a win-win solution.
Instead of set up so many enemies, then they might listen to you at the first time, but they not truly believe in you.
So that was like the first time that I really realized that people were treating me differently because I was a woman. Another situation that happened on board, that was like I was clearly treated differently because I was a woman. As I said, I was an intern, and I was in this new ship, and then I realized that our antenna for our main radar was not good. I told the officer, the deck officer, I was like, "Hey, have you ever heard of this test?" And then they were like, "No." And then I showed the officer, and the officer said, "Oh my God, you have to let the electrician know. I'm calling him, and he's gonna come here, and you're gonna tell him that the antenna is not working." And I was like, "Okay, I told you it's not working, so I can tell someone else that's not working.
Yeah.
That would be easy."
Yeah.
And then, but there are some things about the electrician that I didn't know. He didn't like to exercise, and he didn't like women. He was not used to having women on board. He didn't like people. Like when we were in the dining hall, he didn't say good morning. He didn't say good afternoon. Nothing. And then he was going up the stairs, 7 floors, to go to the bridge where the radar is, where we work. So he was like really tired going up to talk to me, and then I was showing him the problem in his head, that I was telling him how to do his job. So he started screaming, yelling at me. "That's why we don't have women on board. You think I don't have?
He really said that?
You think I don't know how to do my job?" Yeah. And then he started yelling nonsenses, and I was like, "Look, I understand that you are frustrated. I am just showing you this test that people usually don't do, and that's all. You know much better about your work than I do, but I'm showing you what it's here. It's a fact." And then he started yelling. Everybody on the bridge listened to that, and then he left. And then I was like in shock, because nobody has ever yelled at me like that. Ever. Nobody has ever. Even in my boot camp in the military, I was like, "Yeah, you can scream, you can yell at me nonsense," but that thing was like personal. Later, the captain heard what was happening, and then the officer said, "Oh, the captain wants to talk to you." The captain came at me, and he was like, "I'm sorry for what happened. I'm coming here to ask you permission to go talk to him about what happened, because I don't want him treating any women like he treated you. I don't want him treating me like he treated you. I don't want him treating anyone like he treated you, because that's a behavior that is unacceptable." And I was like, oh. And then really, I don't know what happened within that conversation, but that man changed completely. He started saying good morning, good afternoon in the dining hall. When I left the ship, he went all the way up the stairs on the bridge to say goodbye to me, and he hugged me. He's Polish, so he's not used to that affection. And then he hugged me, and then he was like, but I have to say that it's very different when someone is acting from, "Oh, I'm being forced to do that," and when they're acting from authenticity. And he was really acting from authenticity.
Yeah, he's just surrounded because of the power.
And that's what I tell my we are still friends until today. This captain, he is an example of leadership. So the first lesson is act like a person, not like, "Oh, I'm a woman," or whatever color of your skin, and acting like a person. And second is, there are situations that it's beyond our reach, and we need great leadership to be able to solve those challenges in our work environment.
I wonder how you feel when he tried to yell it. As you mentioned, you never been treated like that in your life, and you always set a high standard to yourself. Being a human being, you're not afraid of competing with males, but you still be treated like that. And he's even yelling that you are a woman, you know nothing. So how's that feeling at that moment?
It's interesting, because inside, I was just finding that funny, because
you think it's normal?
It's nonsense. It's like, you think I'm incapable because of my gender? For me, that's completely nonsense. So it sounds funny. I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? That's nonsense. So it's just funny. Like, I know what I'm able
So
of
you
doing.
truly don't believe any barriers about the genders?
Anything. color of our skin or gender or any limitation that you tell yourself or the society imposed to ourselves. Like, I think we all can break out of that. I do know there are the systems, the systematic barriers, but the first approach that we have to have in our self-talk is I am capable of. Because if I'm not the first one to believe that I'm capable of, nobody else will believe. So it starts with us. You can point fingers and say that everybody is wrong, but you have to be the first to understand and feel and really be convinced that you are capable of.